Nimejaribu kusoma niko na madigrii kadhaa. Lakini hapa pia nimepata mafunzo. Kumbe ahadi kutimia inahitaji subra. Nafikiri hata sisi kama viongozi za zingine tunatoa ahadi lakini hatujapangia vile itangojewa.
Is the harsh reality of running a country finally dawning on President Ruto? While the president may have held high hopes for Kenya's future, his influence continues to erode with each passing day. Once regarded as a darling of the nation, Ruto now appears to be dishing out bile to Kenyans, prompting many of his supporters to revolt against him. But what is it that's making it so challenging for President Ruto to convince his supporters of his suitability for the job? Let's find out.
Hello, my name is Chief Okuzo from Plug TV.
Number 1. Blaming the previous administration. It has been over a year since Ruto assumed the presidency, and as time goes on, a substantial divide appears to be widening between him and those who voted him into office. Amidst the ongoing tussles between the president and Kenyans, his administration has consistently pointed fingers at the previous regime, led by Uhuru Kenyatta, for the current economic hardships.
The truth of the matter is that we have inherited a dilapidated economy that is facing almost an economic shutdown. We have a 10 trillion public debt. 6 million Kenyans have no employment. 14 million Kenyans are in CRB. We have a demoralized public service.
They accuse the former government of siphoning off government funds for personal gain, attributing the current economic challenges to the failures of the previous administration. Now it seems that if not for the previous regime's alleged mismanagements of funds, Kenya might have thrived under President Ruto's leadership as promised in his campaign manifesto. However, as the blame game continues, Kenyans are growing weary of hearing excuses and yearn to see tangible progress. Ruto's incessant complaints about Uhuru Kenyatta are starting to make him appear unfit for the office in the eyes of many. Number 2. Introduction of new taxation laws. One of President Ruto's first action in office was the implementation of a new taxation law through the finance bill. This bill increased VAT on fuel from 8% to 16% and introduced an unpopular payroll levy to fund a low-cost housing program. But the introduction of these measures were met with widespread hostility from the majority of Kenyans. Many labeled Ruto as a modern-day tax collector Zacchaeus who was featured in the Bible, as they believed that the bill targeted low-income earners, often referred to as the poor, who struggled to make ends meet. Despite the president's promise in his manifesto to prioritize improving the lives of the poor through his bottom-up economic approach, Kenyans felt that the government should be benefiting them rather than burdening them with increased taxes.
The bottom-up economic model, where they said a mama mboga will rise from the bottom and go up. A mama mboga would graduate from selling mboga in a kiosk to opening a supermarket. A boda boda rider would graduate from riding a boda boda to buying a matatu. But what are we seeing instead? Indeed, it is bottom-up economic model, where the price of fuel is moving from bottom, going up. The price of petrol, diesel, and even paraffin is moving from the bottom and going up.
Consequently, the president found himself in a precarious position with many low-income earners who comprised a significant portion of his voter base, viewing him as lacking empathy when he signed the finance bill into law.
Yeye alituambia akipita kura kila kitu itaenda chini. Yeye mwenyewe ndiye alisema, sio sisi, na watu wakampigia kura. Sasa zile anapandisha vitu, anapanda ndege anaenda China kukula chura. Na sisi huko nyuma tunapaki tunahangaika.
Kama tungejua
kama tungejua. Tulikuwa naambia vijana wacha tupigie huyu mzee kura, huyu kijana kura. Tukiwacha mzee, kumbe tulikuwa tunachimbia kaburi.
Number 3, unfulfilled promises. Despite the president's best intentions for the country, a segment of Kenyans believe that he has not been honest in his promises, as none of them seem to have materialized. Promises such as reducing the price of cooking gas, creating job opportunities for the youth, and delivering a better life for his supporters have all gone unfulfilled. It seems that the president is aware that all these promises are unfulfilled, until in a moment of reflection during a sermon he had to admit that these promises are hard to be fulfilled instantly. Now President Ruto acknowledged the unfulfilled promises and the lesson he learned. And this is what he said about all these unfulfilled promises.
Nimejaribu kusoma niko na madigrii kadhaa. Lakini hapa pia nimepata mafunzo. Kumbe ahadi kutimia inahitaji subra. Hata mimi askofu umenisaidia sana. Nimeelewa kumbe hizi ahadi nimetoa, kumbe kuna muda hapa ya kungoja ndio iweze kuti. Sasa zingine hata mimi nauliza mbona hii ahadi imechukua muda mrefu?
These unmet promises have triggered a wave of hostility from Kenyans, with some even heckling the president when he attempted to make additional pledges. But the crowd's response was a resounding, hiyo ni uongo, that's a lie.
Nimesema vile tulipitisha budget juzi, kila ward tutakuwa na ICT hub. Kila ward tutakuwa na ICT hub, vijana 300 ama 500 kwa kila ward, tuwafundishe mambo ya kompyuta na tuwapangie ajira ya digital job. Ninyi vijana mko tayari kwa hiyo digital job? Mko tayari?
Such unfulfilled promises have pushed even Ruto's own campaign supporters to publicly demand that the president fulfill his commitments. For instance, Lois Kim, who happens to be a famous Kikuyu gospel artist, and Ruto's supporters couldn't hide her disappointment anymore. As you can see on this picture right here, on the left side, this is Lois Kim when President Ruto was sworn in as president at State House. You can see Lois Kim right there, and this is what she said when the president was sworn in as president. Toa ngoja tukule mchele na nyama, ngai wa Ruto niwe ngwenda. Kwa wale ambao waelewe kile ambacho Lois Kim anasema, she is saying at that time they were waiting for other visitors to come and join her to celebrate Ruto's win. And she even said that she really admires the God of Ruto who gave him the presidency amidst a huge opposition from the government at that time. On the other side is Lois Kim many months later after Ruto was sworn in as president. And this is what she said through her Facebook page. Mtukufu rais, vijana kwetu wanajinyonga sana juu ya stress ya kukosa pesa mfukoni. Kuna ile kazi kwa vijana mashinani, twakuomba kwa heshima uwarudishie. Asante. You can see that she's admitting that things aren't good right now ever since the president took power. Amidst all these challenges, President Ruto remains hopeful that one day he will be remembered as a beloved president or one who helped Kenya achieve its dreams. But let's just be honest. Tunajua sometimes kila mtu akona ubaya wake. Ni uzuri upi kwa Ruto ambao wewe kama Mkenya umeuona and you are really happy for Kenya or for having such a president? Tuambie tu uzuri wa Ruto ambao umeuona tu hapo kwenye comment section. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's meet next time. Bye bye.